My name is Ben Azoulay, known as King Azoulay.
No, I'm drifting, catch you slipping, won't be back again.
We know what we want in life, we go out there and we get it.
Roll the riches, lot of fishes, so we throwing nets. Hiking, shipping, magic, and yeah, we back again.
That took him months to recover. He's carnivore now, and he says his digestion is the best it's ever been.
So, if you know, Jordan Peterson is a carnivore. One of my favorite guys. He's a carnivore. He lost 50 pounds by being a carnivore.
And it cured all of his autoimmune issues.
Yes, all of his problems.
Gum disease.
Matter of fact, even his depression. He was madly depressed, and it removed all of his depression. Now, we eat kosher. Kosher meat is they kill the meat differently, they raise it differently, they treat it differently. That's why it's more expensive. Also, the rabbi prays on it. And once they're done killing the cow, which they'll kill it very smooth, where the cow doesn't even feel it. And once they kill the cow, they drain out all the blood. Once they drain out the blood and they open the body, they'll take the lungs and they'll blow air into it. And if there is a seepage where air is leaking, that whole cow is done, gets tossed out.
Why?
Because it's not kosher.
But why?
Because it was damaged.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of our biggest things. So in the lungs, sometimes they have holes. So it means that the cow was damaged, it was sick or whatever. We don't eat that cow. Because anything that you take into your body is energy. The whole world, everything you see around you is made out of atoms. And atoms are broken down to 3 molecules: protons, electrons, and neutrons. Abraham Lincoln said, if we were able to use Albert Einstein said, if we're able to use 100% of our brain, we would be able to walk through a wall. Because we're the same thing. We're made out of the same thing. We're not as advanced to do that. Our mind is not as advanced. Also, people think that the humans are so advanced today. I think thousands of years ago, they were advanced on a whole different level. Like the way they built the pyramids. You know, if you'll hear the stories about the pyramids, we're advanced on a whole different level. I think we used our brain completely different. Nowadays, yeah, we've invented stuff, but it's incredible how, if you break it down, all of this, it's all made into the same molecules and particles, and it's crazy. It's very fascinating too.
So what's your point?
So my point is that anything you take into your body is a source of energy. And I think it's important, if God created plants and created animals, because look at it this way. In the wild, nothing dies out of old age. Right? Everything gets eaten. There's you're in the food chain. Every day, it's a struggle for the frog, for the cricket, for the grasshopper, for the lion. Every day it's a struggle, you know. Even for the lion, a bigger lion could come and eat it. So every day is a survival fight. You're fighting for surviving. Now, when you raise cows, and you raise goats and sheeps, and they're in captivity, what's going to happen if you're not going to eat it?
Something else is going to eat it.
But what's going to eat it? It's in captivity.
Oh, in captivity?
Right? We raise the cows. We raise the goats, the sheeps, the lamb. Nothing's going to eat it. So there's just going to be more and more and more and more of it. You know, like there's places, in Ohio, for instance, or in Michigan, there's hunting season that you go and you hunt deers. Or else the deers will eat all the crops. So there's hunting seasons. And then that deer is like 1,200 pounds or 800 pounds, whatever size deer you caught. And that's enough food and meat for the rest of the year for you and your family, you know? But food is energy, and you need to have a mix of all of it. So if I'm eating a steak, I'm eating a salad, and I'm eating carbs. My go-to carbs, white rice. I prefer white rice overall. Sometimes I'll have brown rice, sometimes I'll have a sweet potato. but that's my go-to. And I believe if you want to be a vegan, be whatever you want to be. But if you are not feeling good being a vegan, then think about it this way. You have this life, you want to live well, you're acting like you're not surviving in a way, but it is survival. And if you're not going to eat what you're supposed to eat, you're going to find yourself in places you do not want to see yourself, which is losing hair, not being as focused, being, weak, and maybe, like our friend, lose a butthole.
You didn't lose it. It's fine now.
It's fine now, thank God.
You got reattached.
But again, whatever works for the people. I'm not telling anybody not to do something or to do something. I'm telling you from my own experience what happened to me.
Okay, so back to gear, right? Because you have all this gear on the table.
Right.
Most people, including myself, I know what a lot of this is and what it does, right? So test, we know what test is.
Yeah, but what kind of test is this?
What kind of test is this? It says testosterone, no ester. I feel like one of those makeup people,
Yes.
They're like, this is my lipstick. It says testosterone, no ester. What does that mean?
Most people don't know what that is. This is fast-acting testosterone. You put it in and it goes right into your body. You use it pre-workout. You take that, you get a huge adrenaline rush. Have you ever seen the movie Crank?
No.
No? With Jason Statham? That they injected him with something and unless he keeps his adrenaline going, he will die?
That was that?
No. If he would have taken that, he wouldn't have died.
Oh,
His adrenaline would be through the roof.
I see.
So that you take pre-workout. The test hits you right away.
So that's what your friend should have injected you with before the party.
Exactly. But he didn't know this existed. Just like 99.9% of the people on the planet.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
So then this I've heard of, testosterone cypionate.
Yes.
Okay. What's
Test
that?
cypionate. When you go right now to the doctor to get like a TRT, they put you usually on test cypionate. Test cypionate, people use it to cruise. So when you say cruising, that means you're going on low test. TRT dose,
Yeah.
which is, some people take 150 per week, some people will go up to 225, I've heard also 250. Then there's something called blasting. Pro bodybuilders take steroids all year round. If you see any of the bodybuilders, look at them, let's say in the classic physique division. They all look much older than they are. They all look like they are, I would say, in their early 30s, right? They lose hair from the front and their faces look older and you're like, how old are you? I'm 22. What? What do you mean? 22, look at this baby.
In classic?
In classic, yeah. How old is Sibam?
I think he's 28. He looks 28.
No.
No?
He does not look 28.
Okay, but
and
what
I don't
about
think he's
Breon?
28.
Breon's like 40 and he looks younger than he really is.
Yeah, so something about Breon. Breon almost, like, he takes very, very low dosages of steroids.
Those are black.
Huh?
Those are black, so black don't crack.
He's African American,
Yeah.
and he's got great skin, and he's got just a great look. I also love his physique. He's a friend of mine.
Very youthful.
Very youthful,
Yeah.
you know. Like, I didn't know for a very long time that he was his age. But if you look at, what's his name? The guy who competes with Sibam?
The one who got second?
No, the other guy is a Diesel. Is it-
The
no,
one who's-
not Diesel. No, the white guy from the UK, is he?
He competes with Sebum?
No, yeah, he competes against Sibam. The
Against
white kid.
Sebum. Urs?
Urs, yeah.
Miracle Bear.
Okay.
He's like German or something. He's a European.
I don't know, but I saw something that he's like the grandson of. Was he the grandson of what's his name? Marcus Rule?
I don't even know who Marcus Rule is.
Oh my God, one of the biggest bodybuilders of all times.
I don't know if it's a grandson thing.
Yeah, they had like a family photo or something, and he was there, and I guess it's his grandson. But anyways, he's 24. He does not look 24. You know, you could tell that he looks much older. Also, Sibam, when he first competed, you see him. He's got like a kid's face, and he was like a very handsome kid. You know, and full hair. He had long hair, and then I think by the time he was 24, the hair is just going away and his face is getting older, and has to do with doing a lot of gear and doing it all year round.
Big Ramy looks old.
Yes, I don't even know how old he is, but I know I've met him personally multiple times in Dubai. And yes, he does not look like a young guy. And because it ages you.
He looks like my dad. My dad's 60.